Okay. Hey guys, welcome to Not Today with Jen Sturger and Eddie Pence.
Introduce me.
Well, I don't know.
You're supposed to introduce yourself.
I'm not
first.
a lead-in guy. I'm
Neither
the
of
second.
us
I'm the
are.
other guy.
We're both betas.
I'm not.
That's the
I'm
problem.
such a beta cuck. I
Man,
will
we
literally
miss-
play with myself while two people go at it.
We missed an opportunity to name this show. Jesus
Beta cucks.
Christ. We're just so used to being second chair, I think, at everything
I'm
we
a great
do.
second. I'm the best second
Which is
chair.
crazy because I'm an alpha in real life.
I'm
such an alpha.
What's G? Is there a gamma? I'm a gamma.
I have no idea.
I'm way in the middle of the alphabet. I'm not at the end. I'm not at the beginning.
Well, if you found us, guys, and you're just tuning back in, we're so glad you found us. This is a brand new podcast from Eddie and I. Something we've talked about for 2 years. I know that because I literally went back through my text this morning and looked at all the...
did?
I searched the word podcast and saw how many times it came up between your name and mine. I was like, Eddie, for real, we should get this podcast going. And you're like, okay. Eddie, we should do this. And it literally happened like every 2.5 months.
That's why I'm a beta.
For 2
why I'm a
years,
beta.
Eddie, I chased you.
Not an alpha.
So sorry you couldn't fit me into your busy podcast
Very
schedule.
busy podcast schedule.
Oh my God. What's
Very
been going
busy.
on in your life, dude?
I found out last night that Tracy, I think, is thinking of murdering me.
What?
My wife is thinking of murder.
You said everything was going well.
Things
2
are
weeks
going
ago.
well. I'm alive. Things are going well. She hasn't killed me yet, so things are technically
fair.
going well. No, but like, I usually work at night and I come home and she's making dinner. What she likes to do, it's like her little meditation is to cook.
Yeah.
That's what she does.
Cook her food puzzles.
She cooks her food puzzles she gets from Blue Amazon.
It's not it's Blue Apron.
Whatever it is.
You're already
Anything comes in a
screwing up
box to the house is from Amazon.
You're already screwing up our sponsorship possibilities.
I started a new one. So she's making dinner or assembling food. She's lunch ladying dinner. And
she's gonna murder you for this.
I know. So she's doing that. Colton's playing video games. I come home and she's always got the Alexas on in the sorry for anyone who's near an Alexa listening to this right now. I apologize. Alexa, play music by Counting Crows. So,
oh my God. Anytime one of my clients that I work with that we write jokes, if they have a joke that says Alexa in it, my Alexa goes absolutely batshit. We couldn't figure out why it was doing it. I was like, oh, because we're saying it in the joke, you dumbass.
Alexa, turn off the lights. So she's making dinner, right? And she always plays podcasts on the thing. And I never listen to it. It's just background noise. I don't pay attention to it.
It's probably just two girls talking,
it's
right?
just people talking. And then later on, I'm doing the dishes and we have it right by the stove. And it's one of those, the Alexas with the screen on it. So it tells you what was just recently played.
Oh.
And the podcast that she had, I took a screenshot of it. And let me see, what was the actual name of the podcast that I guess she listens to on the reg, as the kids say, on the reg. It was hold on.
I sent it to you.
You did send it to me. It's called Snapped. Women Who Murder. So
honestly, one of my faves.
Is it your favorite? What is it? I don't know what it is.
I don't really actually.
But the title is
I don't listen
scary.
to Snapped, but Snapped is just one of like a genre that I definitely listen to a ton of. You know what I mean? Women love true crime.
Why? I can't get her to watch a movie with mild gun violence.
Oh, I'm the exact same. Actually, I don't mind gun violence. That's not the thing that bothers me. It's like gory stuff. Like I don't want to watch like chainsaws,
but it's
things like that.
Comical.
No, it's not.
I'm not talking about like a Saw movie. I don't watch like gore, torture porn.
Yeah.
But just like in the course of a film, if there happens to be a stabbing or someone's head gets blown off.
I love that you're like, it's hilarious.
Or a machete takes off a limb. Like that's comical.
No, it's not. I think
because it doesn't really happen.
I see your point, but I think we listen to true crime so that we can watch ways we can die so we can avoid them. I'm just throwing that out there as like a possible answer to this. Cause I can't tell you how many times I've been watching an episode of Forensic Files and I can tell you the exact moment that the killer fucked up. I'm like, oh, that's going to bite him in the ass.
Bad move.
Bad move. Shouldn't have done that. Oh, the DNA is going to be all over that. Ew.
So you use it as a way to troubleshoot murder plots.
Oh, 1,000,000%. Because that's how your brain works. Your brain's like, let me see how many ways this can play out, and then let's calculate for worst possible outcome. That's what my brain does.
So
all
when
the
you
time.
kill someone, you have your plan, and you're using that podcast or other podcasts to sort of brainstorm and bounce ideas.
Oh no, I look at it from a victim's perspective, being like, how do I avoid this?
See, I don't think Tracy's looking at it from a victim standpoint. She's looking at it as like, okay, if I do this, then I don't want to make that mistake.
That's the only reason I think. I mean, we also I think women like just that little bit of danger. It's the same reason we date bad guys back in the day, you know?
You just like the choking, but not too much. Right? Is that what you're saying? Like, oh, that's too tight. Like that. Like you want the element of danger, but not actual danger.
No. Too much.
Too much. Yeah,
Exactly.
Now I'm phlegmy for the rest of the night.
But yeah, so I don't listen to that one. Forensic Files is like my go-to, especially when I'm on the road. It's either that or South Park late at night. You know what I mean? Because there's nothing else on. Let's face it. When we're in a hotel room.
Do you fall asleep to the Forensic Files guy's voice? Because apparently it's like a soothing thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I hate that guy's voice.
It's kind of ASMR.
I hate
for
it
sure.
so much. And Tracy's like, no, people like just listen to it to fall asleep.
Sometimes he's like, and that's the last time anyone heard from Sylvia. Like that's the way.
In a small, quiet town.
That's what we fall asleep to. That, half a drink and some Xanax.
And then do you ever wake up? What the fuck happened to Sylvia?
Oh, all the time. Not to Sylvia, but I wake up with like crazy nightmares, and I'll be like, I wonder why I'm having these.
Because you're listening to
nightmares.
real life murder stories.
I can't help it.
Oh my God.
I like those. I like the ones that are like that I know how they end. I have to know how they end. They can't be open-ended ones. The most frustrating true crime podcast I ever listened to was actually about a girl I went to high school with.
That's no.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
That like I was in classes with that disappeared from a mall and like, or from the area around a mall in Orlando, and they never found her. And so that's the one that I think has been most upsetting to listen to, because I think most other true crime podcasts, they know the ending, you know, like they're not open-ended things.
And she just disappeared forever and they have no idea what happened.
It's still an unsolved mystery.
I don't like unsolved mysteries.
Yeah, no. That one's still frustrating. Every once in a while, I'll get an update on it, and I'll be like, "Ooh, what happened?" And it's
still missing.
It's basically what it is. It's just like no updates. Her parents are still asking for answers. It's sad and
I don't
scary.
like when real life terrible things happen near places I know, because then I can associate them with real things.
Oh yeah, then you're like, "Oh, that could have happened to me."
Like my parents live in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and remember Tiger King?
Yeah.
The dude who had like the big, not the Tiger King himself and not the woman who killed her husband, but the other dude who had like the compound in South Carolina with like he had like the long hair, and he had like all these mysteries. Like he had like a harem of girls that would come and work there, and that's literally near my parents' house. And so now it's like that's real to me that exists.
And I lived like 5 minutes away from Carol Baskin.
You did?
Yes.
That's so creepy.
Do you think
we're Tiger King adjacent?
They were our neighbors.
Oh.
It really explained so much about us.
God, remember how big Tiger King was? Like all those, like everyone dressed up as Tiger King.
To be fair, we had nothing else going on at the time.
It wasn't the pandemic.
All it took to get us to all watch a show about people who keep exotic pets was just being trapped in our houses. Oh God. But I don't know. Anytime I listen to this true crime podcast, I'm always like, you know how many times I've just done dumb things and like I feel like I narrowly escaped death. Or like, I'm like, I should have been taken out by natural selection at this point. I don't know how I'm still alive.
I feel like it's scary because like.
I think it's easier for dudes.
Absolutely easier for dudes.
Big dudes.
Easier for, if you're over 5'10" and like near the 200-pound range, you're pretty much fine.
Yeah.
Like, unless you just walk into a bad area.
You've never walked to your car and been like, oh no, what happened? Like, let me get out my mace.
But like, there was times when I would be at home watching Colton when Colton was real little, and Tracy would go out with friends just to give her a night out. Mm-hmm. And she would go out down like on Hollywood Boulevard before it became, Fury Road. And she would go out with her friends and she would have a good time and she would have a few too many. And she would call me. He's like, hey, I think I'm going to walk home. No, you're not going to walk home. Well, I'm going to walk to this other bar. I'm like,
Tracy's so tiny.
I'm like, who are you with right now? She's like, I just decided to leave. I'm like, no. And I'm yelling on the phone, like, go back to where you were. Or I'm driving to come get you. And I don't know. It's like an alley. It's like an alley right now.
Pick me up in this alley. Oh, there's a nice man. Let me talk to him.
Ask this. Okay. Oh, he's going to give me a ride home in his trunk.
As soon as he gets this needle out of his arm.
Home in his trunk. Is that okay? Yeah, he sees he look like he thinks I'm cold. He's gonna wrap me up in this blanket.
So dark.
So dumb.
No, I look at so many of the things that I used to do in college, and I'm just like, how am I still here?
Dude. It's like I don't know how girls survived college. Like some of the stuff
I
that
just think even like when I hear of girls going on dates with guys they just met on dating apps,
Yeah.
like to me that just sounds sketch.
Yeah.
Because like you go to a guy's house that you just met
Yeah.
for like a first date and you get murdered, like everyone's just gonna say, well, she shouldn't have gone over
Right.
there.
But like it's never the girl's fault. I know I'm not
No!
putting the blame on the girl, but like in college and some situations when you're in your 20s and you go out to a bar with your friends or whatever, you're putting yourself in some guys.
I
There's
feel that way
predators
every
out
time
there.
I open my Uber app, okay? Every time I open the
Right.
door for Uber Eats, same thing. I'm just like, could this be a cover for a murderer? I don't know.
Is this the last car ride I ever take?
Like the Uber Eats murder. It's going to happen one day.
She got
I
into
don't
an
want to say
Uber.
I'm giving people ideas, but I feel like we are so trusting and like everything is just so faceless now thanks to social media and apps. Like it's only a matter of time.
Yeah. Like you wouldn't just get into a car if someone pulled up and go, hey, you need a ride? You wouldn't get into that car.
No.
But if you ordered on your phone, because I used an app, it's fine.
Exactly. That's the only thing. The only
That's
difference
insane.
is like that we have an app now.
If some guy just knocked on your door and dropped off a bag of food, you wouldn't eat that food, but you did it through an app, so it's fine. I hit a button. It's fine.
It's so funny. I thought about this the other day. My parents, we lived in Tampa,
Yeah.
you know, when I was growing up. And Tampa, I didn't realize this at the time, was like top 5, maybe even top 3 most dangerous cities to live in.
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay,
I
yeah.
didn't know that.
Was one of the most dangerous cities to live in the super high murder rate.
Yeah.
And my parents were always drilling into my head that something bad could happen. So now I'm an adult with generalized anxiety disorder and PTSD.
Or survival instincts.
One of the things, yeah, exactly. One of the things that they did though was my parents had a guy that I did not know, like a friend of theirs, walk up to me and say,
They
"Hi."
hired a guy to
They
stalk
didn't hire
you?
him. He was a friend. He probably did it as a favor. But they hired. Now you have me like,
No,
they-
just lightly kidnap her. Just
they told a guy to come up to me and say, "Hi, Jennifer. Your parents said that I could pick you up." They just wanted to see what would happen.
right.
And I panicked because I knew, no, there's no way. I'm not getting, like, I already knew this was a bad, like, they instilled enough
Right.
fear in me that I knew this was bad.
How old were you?
God, I must have been maybe 7 or 8 max.
Okay, well that makes sense. Okay, I thought you were like 18. I'm
No.
like, why are they doing this when you're 18?
No, but you know why they did it?
Why?
It's because I really wanted one of those name necklaces because they were super popular at the time. And their whole hesitation was if we put her name on her,
Right.
a stranger might use it as a way to like kidnap her.
Well, would you have gone route of not getting a different name instead of Jennifer, just like Tiffany? Would you have done a Tiffany necklace?
No.
Oh. Well, because then someone goes, "Hey, Tiffany," and then you were like, "You don't know me," but you still have the name necklace. That doesn't.
No.
Mm.
But man,
Just try to get you a name necklace without losing it.
just a random hose name on it. I'm
Just
good.
fucking-
I'm good. No thanks, Eddie.
We did that with Colton when he was little. We were at the LA County Fair, and he had this tendency when he was younger to walk away from us. And we were in crowded places because he would see
You
something.
never used one of those little kid
The leash,
bungees?
the
Yeah,
kid
yeah,
leash?
the
No,
kid leash?
no, because you don't. I can't. You don't leash a human being. You don't leash human beings.
Okay.
So anyway, he would walk away when he saw something that interested him. He just walked towards it like any 3-year-old.
What's that?
He's like, "What is that?" And then so he would walk away, and then we would yell at him or talk to him or whatever. And then finally, we were at the LA County Fair, and he walked away, and we're like, "All right, we're gonna fuck with him." And so we went.
This is parent. What? No,
No,
don't do
you
this.
fuck with your kids. You
No.
scare. It's better than hiring some guy to go, "Hi, Jennifer. Something happened to your parents. Get in my car." So we hid from Colton, like around like the fucking dart toss booth or whatever.
He's gonna
and
talk about this in therapy the rest
Probably
of his
will.
life.
But he literally walked around for, I would say 2 or 3 minutes before he realized we weren't around. Like he was just living his life.
What
And
was he-
then it set in and he started to panic.
Did you guys have eyes on him the whole time?
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
You
We're
were
like
like-
behind the.
You were just like sitting at the bar across
Just
the way,
fucking-
just like, nah, still hasn't figured it out yet.
No, we just, so it, we but it worked because later, about 6 months later, because we told him if you're ever lost, go find like someone of authority, like someone in a uniform, like a cop or a fireman or a security guard or like something
Orange
like
jumpsuit.
that. Right? Some jumpsuit. Someone who's dressed abnormally. Go find the strange person. Someone dressed like a clown. Just go. Whoever looks out of place, that's who you go talk to. So we told him to do that. So like if you ever go, and so literally like 6 months later, we were in Target and he did the same thing. He walked away. And we literally there's over the information or over the speaker, could the parents of Colton Pence please come to the front?
I wonder how many people in red shirts he asked before he finally found an employee. That's always my favorite thing. When someone in Target is wearing a red shirt and you're like, you know where you are. What are you doing?
Yeah. If you plan on going to a strip mall that has a Best Buy and a Target in it, you do not wear blue or red shirts. Or at least have a change of clothes before you go in.
Oh, man.
Throw a jacket on.
Oh, did you happen to catch Sting's last match the other night?
I saw clips of it. I didn't watch the whole thing. I saw clips because I didn't want to pay for a pay-per-view.
How was he moving?
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. He did some
I
of his
like how your
classic
voice
moves.
went up when you said that.
It wasn't bad. It's fine. He's manly.
Did he come out of the rafters at least?
No, he walked out. When he came out.
I guess they've done away with that entrance.
Yeah,
For good reasons.
They should have. R.I.P. Blue Blazer. He came out. Well, first of all, like his two kids came out. One dressed like Surfer Sting.
Surfer Sting.
Which is like
Malibu Sting.
Billy Idol Sting. Whatever 80s neon Sting. So yeah, he had a couple different iterations of his character. It was the classic Sting was with the white mohawk, or the white flat top, and the neon paint everywhere. And then he had, when he was in NWO Wolfpack, he came out in red and black gear. And then so his two kids came out dressed like that, and then he came out as classic Crow Sting.
And how the actual match go?
It was a tag match, so he had a lot of help going on. It was him and I think Darby.
Help and breathing intervals. It's like interval wrestling.
Yeah, there was some applesauce in the corner when he needed some nourishment. He fought the Young Bucks, I believe, and it was a good match. And there's big spots. He didn't take any massive spots, but like the other people around him took some massive spots.
Yeah, they protect the older
it was a compelling
talent.
Story. Yes.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
It's like there's still good storytellers.
Yeah, I mean, all these retirement matches now, because wrestlers wrestle until they're 50 or 60 years old. Like you have to have someone get them through the match.
Yeah, you have to have younger talent to kind of
like when
literally and figuratively carry them through it.
Like when Ric Flair had his retirement match with Shawn Michaels carried that match because Ric Flair at the time was in his like mid.
Yeah, they're always
50s.
paired with someone who's a really good worker.
Yeah, usually with Shawn Michaels. Like Shawn Michaels wrestled The Undertaker, Shawn Michaels were Triple H. So it was funny though, they did a little callback because in that match with Shawn Michaels and Flair, Shawn Michaels, before he puts Flair out of his misery, says, "I'm sorry, I love you," and then kicks him and knocks him out and pins him. In this match, the Young Bucks looked at Sting and went, "We're not sorry, we hate you," and then they kicked him in the face.
That's how my marriage ended.
Which is pretty funny. Which was not funny. So, but it was a good match. It's a good match.
How do you feel like it fared, like retirement matches that were good retirement matches versus like flops? What do you think the difference is? Is it when older guys try to do too much?
Yeah, I just think most of those retirement matches are just, it's people way past their prime. Like I think I stopped following wrestling like 8, 9, 10 years ago. I kind of lost interest with it. And because one particular match, when WWE started doing Saudi Arabia matches, I was like,
is that what I was going to say, what was your breaking point?
That was my breaking point. When you guys started took $500 million from Saudi Arabia to do wrestling, I'm like, I think I'm done.
The plane got stuck over there mysteriously.
I think I'm done. And when you had when women couldn't wrestle, and it's like, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
You're like, certain people aren't allowed to wrestle because of what they believe or who they are. Like, okay, I don't need to watch your show. But there was a match between Undertaker and I think it was Goldberg. Undertaker wrestled, and it was the worst. And it was like 115 degrees because of Saudi Arabia. And it was the worst match I'd ever seen in my life. It was missed spot after missed spot because it was two guys in their like early 50s wrestling in 115-degree weather.
But that was someone's dream match at one point.
In 95, It would have been amazing. In 2015, it was garbage.
Do you feel like sometimes they do that where they'll like hold off on a match, like on one of those big marquee matches until honestly, like the result of it is going to not be, it's not going to deliver.
Well, that's what they did when, I mean, we're getting way deep in the weeds on wrestling, but like when Flair came to the WWF in the early 90s, they never put Hogan and Flair together, and that's all anybody wanted to see.
They're like, just give us what we want
and
already.
Then we got it later in the late 90s, early 2000s, and no one gave a shit at that point.
Yeah. Oh. I feel like they do the same thing sometimes with boxing even. Or just like, MMA. It's like, why just give people what they want? Give them the dream match, make your money off of it, and then give them the dream rematch if that's not enough.
Yeah, let them keep doing it until both of them kill each other in the ring.
That's what I was going to say.
I'm too beta to watch MMA, so
Yeah.
yeah.
That's why you took Colton out
That's why I
of
took Colton now.
took Colton out of his jiu-jitsu
Yeah, I'm
classes.
too beta.
Oh, I think anytime I watch those retirement matches, I'm always like, I think these are just two old men that have overestimated how much they can still move.
Yeah. I mean, they used to do them well. I mean, no retirement match is ever a retirement match because they always freaking come back. Because it's like you can't have a retirement game in football and then like 5 years later, Barry Sanders can't come back and play one more game. He would get destroyed. In wrestling, you can like retire for 10 years. And one more, like Shawn Michaels did that and he came back. He was gone for like 5, 6, 7. I think he was gone for almost 10
think
years.
there are guys that retired that could come back and still rake in MLB.
Maybe MLB because you can just swing it. I mean, if you keep your timing down, you could probably hit.
Yeah.
But like football, you would get
absolutely murdered.
Like Joe Montana, go one more game. We can do it.
He hauls out on the field with his Skechers.
He's got his Sketcher cleats. He would just be destroyed. Like you can't.
He's down.
Yeah,
he's still down.
He's down. Okay. Well, he's not moving. Okay.
But I feel like civilian men do that too. Civilian men always I feel like regular average Joe guys.
Yeah.
Men always overestimate what kind of what do you feel like you could do right now athletically?
In my brain, I feel like I'm in my 20s. Like in my brain, I feel like I could go out and play a game of like flag football or pickup football right now.
Reality?
Oh no, I couldn't throw a football more than 10 yards.
You think so?
Not without hurting myself. My back hurts this morning.
From what?
I don't know. I didn't do anything to hurt it.
The new bed's not working out
for
you?
The bed was fine. I don't know what happened. I don't know. We did this like 2 years ago. Colton was playing flag football. So what they did is they had a tournament for all the parents of the flag football kids.
Oh no.
So it was a parent tournament. And we played a tournament of flag football. We ended up playing the way they had it blocked out. It was a 5-on-5 game. And I chose to play. And at this point I was 47, 48 years old. And we played 4 games in a row of flag football. And I could not move for 3 days after that Sunday.
It wasn't even tackle.
It was Wednesday before I could tie my shoe.
It's not even tackle.
It's not the tackle. It's the running and like your hip. You're like, oh, I still have hip flexors. I forgot about hip flexors. I forgot I had, hamstring. I haven't felt you, Mr. Hamstring, in a long time.
Someone asked me the other day, they were like, oh, do you regret not making it through Divas wrestling camp? And I was like, absolutely not.
Dude, you would be dead right now.
I'd been dead years ago.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You'd currently still be dead.
Yeah, I would have had a funeral in NXT. Like that's all that would have happened. Like I could not imagine taking the lumps and bumps those people do all day long and getting up and having to continue going.
Why didn't they just have you just be on a mic?
You don't remember what happened?
I know you hurt your neck.
I remember exactly what happened. So Eddie, I actually found the notes from my WWE audition the other day.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Because I remember when you were going through it.
Yeah. So they really wanted me to be a heel commentator,
right,
remember?
Which would have been perfect for you.
Yes. The problem was I was also a smark and I did not necessarily understand that being a heel meant being against the talent, but also not shitting on the product.
Yeah.
It was a real, like when I read
You can't hate the company, you have to hate the talent. When I read through
some of my notes, I was just like, oh my God, I was just shitting all over the creative. And I was like, oh, I see why I didn't get hired. This is why. Like, I'm shocked I didn't get kicked out of the building. Do you have any
examples of this stuff you actually shat on?
It was a lot about the Shield.
Right.
Yeah, because that was like
and you were just making fun of the Shield.
Yeah,
I was
making fun of the concept of the Shield. It was roast jokes. It was straight roast jokes.
That's not what they want.
No.
They want you making fun of the baby face.
I want that tape so bad.
That's hilarious.
I'm sure it was so awful.
Oh my God.
But what I think, that was something that with my ex, I always like, he put so much effort into working out, like hours a day, even after he quit playing baseball, hours a day lifting. And I was like, what do you need this level of brute strength? We don't move that often. You know what I mean?
Well, I guess if that's been the routine of your life, it's hard to break that routine
But
of
at
your
some
life.
point, even powerlifters shift from doing powerlifting to like, hey, how do I keep my body functioning at a good level?
Right.
Like the amount of times he'd wake up and be like, everything hurts and I'm dying. And I'm like, yeah, no shit. You were picking up 600 pounds yesterday
Like I know
for no reason.
like I still work out, but my workouts have changed from when I was younger. You know, I want to see how much I can bench. Like I don't care how much I can bench now. I just don't want to have titties. Right? Like
What are your workout goals?
no titties.
I just don't want to be a D cup.
I don't want titties. If I do, just nothing bigger than a B.
But it's so funny because I just was like, what do you need all of this brute strength for?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, more power to you. You know,
Right.
you're in great shape. You know, you're very strong. But
why put yourself through that?
Why put yourself through that every day
At some point, it's
without
gonna
recovery?
hurt your joints, I guess, at some point.
It already was.
Yeah.
You know? Because I look at it, I'm like, what do you need that kind of strength for? Not handyman stuff. Like sometimes I feel like he didn't realize how strong he was. So when he went to go do handyman work, I would just end up with holes in my wall. Or like he would end up breaking in half whatever I needed him to put together.
Well, I've done that. And I'm not strong.
You're fairly strong.
I put a hammer through a wall.
You're fairly strong, Eddie.
Wait a minute.
I think it's just a size thing.
Might be a size thing.
You guys just don't know your own strength.
It's true. We are Lennies, all of us.
Oh
I'm
man.
gonna hug him and squeeze him.
So I sent you an article the other day about it was like all of these weird pets that people were taking out like
well, it's like the whole thing
licenses for.
I was talking about with like the Tiger King in Myrtle Beach. It's the same thing.
Why do people, this is something I've never understood in all my years of animal rescue, is that why private people, just regular.
They want exotic animals.
Yes. Why? You can't train them. They are wild animals.
It's because it makes them feel like it makes them feel superior. Like regular people
what's
can't.
not superior?
Regular people can't have
Walking
these.
into your house and it's smelling like wild animal shit.
Regular people can't own flamingos. That sort of thing. I'm surrounded by flamingos. Whatever is a weird exotic animal.
I've never, I mean, listen, I've had weird pets.
Yeah.
I've had very weird pets, but they were like Florida level. No, actually, I would say that's, no. They were Florida normal pets.
Okay.
So like I had, you know, like the standard cats, dogs. I had rabbits.
Yeah.
Rabbits you can potty train, like you can litter box train them. That's no big deal.
Sure.
We had the class rat for a hot minute.
You kept the class rat?
Yeah, over summer vacation. He spent summer vacation with us.
The worst we had, I took home the class newt.
Ew.
Or whatever the fucking little green
It's a little lizard, yeah.
Yeah. I took home that thing.
That's boring.
Yeah. So he just sits in a little box.
Yeah.
A clear box.
It doesn't do it. You know what? You know what was a worse pet than that?
What?
I went through a hermit crab phase.
Oh.
Did you ever have those?
Well, we always get them at the beach when you came home from the beach.
Those are not hermit crabs. Those are crabs.
Are they?
Yes.
Well, we didn't pick them out of the sand, but they would always sell them on the boardwalk, hermit crabs, with the shells in the aquarium.
Jesus Christ, we are white trash, Eddie.
And we come home with them.
Not true.
But the thing is, they always disappeared after like a week. I'm assuming they died. My parents chucked them.
Chucked them.
When I was at school.
Well, the thing with hermit crabs is they molt and like they leave
leave
their shell.
Yeah,
so you have to give them like options to try on. You know what I mean? And if you weren't ready and you didn't have like other shells in the cage.
Oh yeah.
You know, for them to move to,
right?
You just find them like shriveled up and naked.
They explode and they get imploded in their shell.
Yeah, they basically would just dry up.
We had chickens.
Chickens?
Well, because we lived
in a barn.
No, we lived in a neighborhood.
Oh, your neighbors must have loved you.
But what happened?
Tell me you had no HOA without telling me you had no HOA.
No, we lived in the neighborhood. But we had a friend who owned a farm, and every Easter he would bring 2 baby chicks for me and my brother. Oh. And we thought it was the greatest thing ever because we had a baby chick.
I always wondered who did that.
Yeah, I don't know who in their head goes, I'm going to bring farm animals to somebody's house and just give them to the.
You were like Joey and Chandler from Friends.
We had a chicken and we had 2 chicken and duck. We had a chicken and a chicken. So we had 2 baby chicks, right? And
you found out real quick what genders they were.
Well, they didn't make it that long.
Fuck.
So we had them in a giant cardboard box. My dad took he fixed up a light bulb that you could plug in, so it gave them heat because they go huddle up next to the heat or whatever. And we kept it on the porch. We had a screened-in porch that was heated, so it was fine. So we had it kept it on the porch, right? And we would go to school, and that's where they lived, in this giant box or whatever.
Until the
And
neighborhood cat found them.
well, no, one day, worse.
Oh no.
One day, our dog got onto the porch while we were at school,
Eddie.
and my parents were at work.
Eddie, I don't need details. Keep the details to a minimum.
We came home to play with our chickens. And it was a fucking Grindhouse movie. It was just blood splattered everywhere.
Stop.
I'm like, how much guts and blood were in these two little chickens?
Stop it.
It was like someone had slaughtered a hippopotamus, but it was two little chickens. It's unbelievable.
You never got chickens again after that? Thank God.
No. My
Thank
parents
God.
put a cap on
You
that
don't
real quick.
deserve them.
But my dog had a taste for chicken after that.
Oh my God.
So we always had to get him the chicken flavored kibble.
I always wondered who those people were because I always see like the little PSAs from my animal rescue friends, like baby chicks are not like, I'm like, who's giving anybody chickens and rabbits?
I knew people.
So Virginia of you.
It's very
Oh my
Virginia.
God. Well, we always talk about like the fire, when the Malibu fires happened out here, the crazy stuff that we used to find.
Yeah, you guys
Or-
went nuts.
Or like the things that I found out rich people in Malibu owned were insane. And we had to try to evacuate them
Yeah.
during these fires because people were at risk of losing their
Yeah,
homes.
like
Some of them
emus
did.
and shit.
Emus. I had to
Llamas?
help relocate some alpacas.
Oh, alpacas.
Yeah, not llamas.
No, llamas.
These were alpacas. Actually, maybe they were llamas. There
And
was a
the
couple of llamas and there were a couple of alpacas.
Giant tortoises.
They're just horses with Steve Buscemi's face. What Mark loses his mind over?
No. Something.
Oh, but yeah, they were just horses with Steve Buscemi's face, and they were not nice. They were not nice, and they had no idea what you were
Are those the
trying
ones
to
that
save
spit?
them. They were the ones that spit. Yeah,
Fucking let them burn.
no,
Let them burn.
but we got those. We got those guys relocated. We took them up to Oxnard. But then this one guy, the last call I remember getting was for this guy that was like, "Can you help me move my turtles?" And I was like,
Oh,
"Yeah, we
No
got
problem.
exactly, no problem."
I got a shoebox. No
Yeah,
big deal.
exactly. Throw them in a shoebox, maybe some ooze. We'll see what happens. And got up there and realized these were tortoises. These things were like 300
I'm like,
pounds.
oh no, these are going to die here, sir.
These are 300
This is their
pounds.
final resting place. I hope these shells are fireproof. We're
I
gonna-
was like, we need a horse trailer for these. We can't do this. But who calls those turtles?
That's
Like
not true.
these were massive. The smallest one was still 150
These are
pounds.
prehistoric animals.
And I was like, where's your brute strength now, Cody? Like, I need muscles for this.
I need someone to lift a 500-pound turtle.
Oh my God. Oh. But then you also sent me that article about the oldest
I
dog.
felt bad about that dog.
The oldest there was a dog set up the story for me.
Apparently, this dog, I think this was in England or whatever. I guess the dog hit 31 years and like 29 months or 20 something, or well, not 22 months or 31 years and 2 months, something like that. And Guinness World Records gave him the title of oldest dog,
Okay.
which is insane for a dog to be 31 years
and
old.
he was not a little dog either.
It was a big one.
Yeah, which is wild.
Their
because-
lifespans are like 15.
yeah, most dogs like that's
Yeah.
where they tap.
Like
yeah.
their lifespan is 15, and that's a, you know,
Some little dogs you might get to like 19,
18,
20.
19.
Yeah.
But his dog, I think he was like a 15 and he lived to be 31. And I guess they did the research, and that dog had been given the title. The previous owner of that title was a dog from like the 1930s who lived to be like 29.
Yeah.
And so this dog got 31, and then they gave him the title and put him in the book and everything. And then they stripped the title. They found out they wasn't, the dog owner lied about the dog's age.
Well, it's not that he lied. I think it was that they just couldn't verify.
They couldn't
it.
verify how old he really was. But I guess if you're around your dog for like 25 years, you're like, fuck, he's at least 25.
Exactly. He's at least that old.
So give him the 31.
Yeah, who cares?
Let him lie about his age, man.
We
It's a
all
fucking
lie
dog.
about our age. I lie about I am getting to the point where I have to lie about my age.
I never lied about
In the
my age.
reverse
Yeah,
of what
yeah.
I used to have to do.
I never, because I don't drink, so I never cared. I never lied about like I'm 21.
I didn't lie to drink. I lied to get into places.
Yeah.
When I was younger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I never did that because I didn't care about getting into places. But yeah.
I remember one time I briefly had a fake ID that belonged to a friend of mine that like looked enough like me that
Yeah, yeah.
people didn't ask
You had to
questions.
memorize the address.
Exactly. Memorize the address. I knew her astrological sign. But one night I went out and I forgot that it was her birthday. And so when they were like, happy birthday, Lindsay, and I was like, yes, it is.
And my name is Lindsay.
So Lindsay lost her ID that night at the bar, 2 months shy of my actual 21st birthday. And that put the kibosh on that.
Yeah.
But man,
For sure. Yeah, now I lie about I just started getting in the line about my age just now, like last couple months.
do you feel like you have to do it for auditions and stuff?
I just
Or
feel
is it,
my own mental health.
you're lying to yourself?
I can't. I have to lie to myself that I'm almost 50. I can't
You can't do it.
wrap my brain around the
We
fact
don't
that
act 50.
I don't.
I
I
don't
act like
act
I'm
my age
15.
either, which is sad.
like I remember when my dad turned 50. I remember his 50th birthday party.
Yeah.
I was a junior in high school.
And you remember being like,
I was like,
damn, he's old.
that dude is old. He's got a big belly. He's half bald. Like that dude looks like he looked like Archie Bunker.
Yeah.
Carol O'Connor was 48 when he was Archie Bunker.
What?
Yes.
I think it just has to do with we're taking better care of ourselves
I think
now.
so. I mean, age seems to be different now, but like I comprehend that I'm going to be 50 in 4 months and I can't. So I just have to keep saying, I'm in my 40s. I'm in my 40s. I'm in my 40s. That's what I do every time I wake. Every time I try to do a sit up, I'm like, I'm in my 40s. I'm in my 40s.
I'm in my 40s.
Fuck you, 50.
I had to lie the other night at a party. Well, actually, I realized I should have lied, is what I should say, at a party the other night. Because I was just talking to somebody, and I think this guy was hitting on me. I don't know. I still am not good at reading any kind of signals like that. I'm just like, oh, I don't remember how to do this. I don't remember how to be out in the wild. And
I have a dog now.
And this guy
That's
was
my
like,
partner.
so how old are you? And I was like, oh, and he was like, what are you, like 28? And I was like, oh, that's cute.
Dude, really?
I was like, that's cute. And
That's
I was
a
like,
line?
And I was like, nope. And he goes, 30? And I was like, no. And then he's like, 32. And I was like, nope. If this is the mountain climber game on Price is Right, you are losing. So then finally he was like, how old are you? And I was like, I'm 40. And he goes, oh. It's like, you look great. Anyways, have a good night. And I was like, Jen, he wasn't going to card you.
No, because he knows.
Why'd you have to be honest?
Because he knows yeah. But you also know, like, a guy's not going to, like, guy knows a 40-year-old woman is, like, not going to fuck around. Like, not deal with bullshit.
Yeah. He was just like, I was like, so what do you do? And he's like, oh, I'm about to start a podcast. And I was like, I'm out.
You could have told him the same thing.
Oh my God, same.
Samesies.
Oh man. So it's come to that part of the show that we like to do every week.
Test your Florida-ness.
Test my Florida-ness. I don't know.
I
feel like half this show.
You're 1-1.
I feel like half this show tested my Florida-ness.
This show is Florida heavy. For sure.
We're like, let's cover wrestling. Let's cover having exotic pets.
You want to get Mark in on this?
Wait.
You see
Mark, you want to play? You want in?
All right.
All right, let's do
Florida
this.
Man Friday. If you guys don't know the game,
we got to get the music back for
we do
this.
have to get the music back or make new music. I'll get on GarageBand this week and do that. I read off 3 Florida Man headlines. 2 are fake, 1 is real. Jen has to tell me what's that?
No.
What is the fake Florida Man headline? 2 are real, 1 is fake. She has to tell me what the fake headline is.
Yes.
That's the game. So does Mark. Mark has to tell me. So I read off 3 Florida Man headlines, 2 fake, 1 real.
Okay.
I have to be told what the real one is to win the game.
All right.
Here we go. Florida man attacked a friend who woke him up and invited him to breakfast. Florida man planted a banana tree in the middle of the road because he was tired of potholes. Florida man is rescued after 14 hours with both hands stuck in 2 different vending machines. Which one of those is the fake Florida man headline? Mark says 3.
What city did the banana tree thing happen in?
Sarasota. Does that help?
Maybe. I'm trying to remember where they're indigenous to or where they can survive.
Bananas can live.
I don't know.
So Mark says 3. Florida man is rescued after 14 hours with both hands stuck in 2 different vending machines.
I don't know because I feel like both of them. I feel like one, he might be right. I feel like one is totally possible.
Florida man attacked friend who woke him up and invited him to breakfast.
Oh no, I've done that.
What the fuck you wake me up
I
for?
literally wrote down, I've done that. So that's possible. Like anyone that tries to wake me up.
That was just
like,
an unreported crime.
just don't talk to me.
Or a Florida
to-
man.
Give me an hour and a half to boot up. All right. So I'm going to go with C, just like Mark.
You're both Florida people.
We are?
You're both Florida people.
Yes.
You win.
Oh.
You win a trip to Florida. Have fun. Have fun in Florida.
I can't. I don't want to go.
Just don't say gay.
I don't want to go. Just don't say gay. Oh
And
my
burn
God.
a book while you're there.
Well, this has been fun. Eddie, tell everybody where they can find you besides the 17 podcasts you're
About
on.
17. You go to eddiepence.com. It's a good landing page for all the things I do. I'm on the Ralph Report with Al Garman. I do the Rambo with Jerry Rocha. I do Not Today with Jen Sturger, and I'm doing stand-up all over town. So
Nice.
come check me out.
I'm at Jennifer Sturger on all the socials, guys. Check out my my dates on my Linktree because I don't have a website. Because that's the way kids do it nowadays.
Yeah, I have a link tree too, but
Yeah.
I forget to tell people about it.
And be sure you are liking, subscribing, doing all the things on this podcast because that's the only way we grow this thing.
Yeah.
We get our numbers back. We get all of our people back. Help all of the people that used to listen to us find us again because we're so happy to be back with
And
you
give
guys.
us some feedback on how you want to see. We're still trying to figure out the form of the show and what we want to do with it. So let us know if you want to see anything, guests or
If you
whoever.
want to see guests, you want to see even crazier stuff, we're here for it. You guys want to see Eddie eat some hot sauce and cry through it. I'm
Oh.
down for that again. I'll let you and Mark handle that. Anyways, thank you so much for joining us again today, guys, on Not Today. We'll see you again next time.